Yeah. So, that's the thing about when it comes to men and how we're perceived when it comes to a lot of stuff. Like, for example, a man can't genuinely love kids. And like, if I was a man in the neighborhood, in my community, and I wanted to go pay my own money out of my own pocket to take out
all the kids to Six Flags,
take all the kids in the neighborhood to Six Flags, I'm gonna be looked at as like a weirdo
or creepy, or can we say that word on YouTube?
Yeah, creepy.
Okay.
What do you call PDF?
PDF. We're gonna, all right, so we can beep that out. Just bleep. Yeah,
PDF. Let's say PDF.
You'll be looked at as creep, and with a negative motivation, with an intention. Or even like I said, I watched a show recently where a single man grew up with 12 siblings and he couldn't find a woman that he wanted to be in a relationship with, but he wanted to adopt. They gave him such a hard time to adopt a child that he ended up having to pay a regular woman that he met to be his surrogate and write a contract because they made it seem like he had negative intentions in trying to have this child on his own. Yeah. It was so unheard of, and I felt so bad for him. Yeah. But
so it goes back to, like we said, the gender war was started, and maybe unintentionally, it was a conscious thing, but it was started by extreme feminists. And we let this time go on, and we let women be what they wanted to be, and
But as a real feminist, we allowed women to have their voice. If that's the narrative they were pushing, I feel like a lot of the quiet, quiet women sat back and like, oh, that's how you feel, girl. Push your narrative. Popular YouTuber, let's go. Push your narrative. Yeah. It didn't really matter because as a real feminist, you allow other women to have their own views.
That's what real feminism is about.
Right.
So now
we're in this extreme gender war.
So now we got the extreme feminists pushing there, and the problem is the non-extreme feminist women. They might have recognized that the extreme feminists was going too far, pushing these narratives. Is not
it's overshadowing. You can't overshadow your beliefs overshadow what all women want.
Exactly.
And feel, because it's not true.
But the fact that the women then nip it in the bud and put these extreme feminists in their place
and say, hey, wait, we actually do want marriage, and hey, wait, we do want to be stay-at-home wives, or hey, wait, we do want to go to work and have a family.
Yes, let's give everybody a voice instead of these feminists who just want to be in control of their own lives, want to have their own
be independent, which
is fine. But the fact that the other women that are not extreme feminists, they nip this in the bud, the extreme feminists' voice got too large.
And now they're dominating on what men should be.
What men should be. So now,
we're in this era of feminine men. We're in this era of
that all kicked off the red pill.
Yeah.
The extreme feminists kicked off the red pill.
Yeah.
And now the red pill is supposed to be catered to men having a voice. And men,
But there are some that push it too far. Andrew Tate's pushed it too freaking far.
Yeah, so
it was bullcrap. He was doing it for views. He was teaching young men really toxic and misguided beliefs.
Yeah,
But Kevin Samuels was the GOAT.
See, Kevin Samuels wasn't red pill. Kevin Samuels was different. I believe Kevin Samuels.
But he was speaking up.
Yeah.
That is what men should be doing in a very respectful and honest way.
Honest way. But, Kevin Samuels is the GOAT, the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is the one who put it in a way, packaged it in such a way that it was irrefutable. It was
women would honestly go on with the intention of trying to prove him wrong. But then arguing with him was impossible.
You can't get him. You can't beat the Godfather. You know what I'm saying?
He's standing 10 toes.
10 toes.
But he has a very cultured belief.
Yeah.
He believes in, like I said, the masculine, feminine, the place, and he believes in knowing your worth, but also knowing where you are on the totem pole of relationships.
Of sexual...
Let's be realistic. He wanted people to be realistic and women to be realistic.
And that's the problem. Women are totally realistic and totally,
Sometimes I feel like some women are reaching for more than they actually should.
Here's the thing. A lot of women are given the avenue to be unrealistic and be like
social media creates that ability.
No, it's not. That's social media. It's other women. It's other women. It's like if I'm a woman.
But then social media connects you with other women around the world that are going to condone it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's been
the grass is always greener.
But here's the thing. Like women would be like, yo, a woman could be a 4, and she'll go on and be like, I'm an 8.
But then social media is getting all these comments and those people are
it's
following
other women.
Yes.
Men would be like, no,
women are going on there and telling them, oh my God, you're so great, you're so beautiful, you look great, even though you know that picture isn't sexy.
Even though you're 5'2", 190 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People will go, but be positive about who you are. Yeah. And other stuff.
Which isn't wrong, because again, as women, we should support each other. If a woman is 5'2" and 180 pounds, and they are comfortable and they feel sexy, then I'm not going to knock you.
That's fine. But don't be delusional and sit there and say that
you need
I'm an 8. And guys that make $100,000 a year
should date me.
Just gonna date me
with 7 kids,
no,
or 3 kids, or 4 kids.
No,
it can happen, but we need to be realistic.
Change of is not gonna happen.
You
know what I'm saying? And then it just
men began speaking out after extreme feminism came about. They began saying, you know what, this is what you guys feel that you need, but this is what we need you to stop doing in order for you to get that. Or this is what we need now. And I feel like that became an issue.
That's the positive red pill stuff. The issue came in to when these guys who started taking advantage of the red pill space.
Just for viralness.
And started saying ridiculous stuff.
Just to go viral.
And saying things that they don't believe.
Or aren't living.
Or not living for 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to put this on our young people who has no...
Our naive young men who are watching these videos and educating them. Some of them, don't know right from wrong yet. And then they're pushing narratives that were super toxic and super, you were going to set them up for failure. Yeah. It was unrealistic and it's unfair.
And a lot of these red pill guys who were doing that, like the guys that took the red pill...
weren't practicing what they preach.
Not only that, these were guys who never really had women in their life. Never was really cool. They was always the goofy guy. Yeah. Never really had real women in their life when they was in high school, when they had nothing, when they was not popular guys.
The duckling became famous or cute and grew to their looks.
So now, there's no way you can give a very informed advice about
or guidance if you really about women. Experience.
No, you can't give informed advice about women if women wasn't talking to you and expressing themselves to you and giving themselves up to you when you was a regular guy, before you had the 10,000 followers, before you had the likes,
before you had money,
before you had money,
or the deal,
when you was when you were a regular guy and you were still getting women and women were still talking to you, those are the guys you want to take advice from.
Guys that have gotten girls their whole life. But men that
just all being who they are, not because of what they have, not because who they are, because what they are. Those are the guys you want to take advice from. So a lot of these red pill guys, they haven't. They're
recently starting to deal with women, and they're probably moving from a hurt place because for so long they were rejected.
Exactly.
Now they are using that rejection that they used to have and asserting dominance over them. I got you now. Now come click my feet. Yeah. Doing shit like that. That's
but not only that, it's offering things to them, to these women, to be with them. So it's like saying,
I have money now. Come be with me, and I'll take care of you.
I got clout. You know what I'm saying? I got 100,000 followers. If you come, if I got 1 million subscribers on my Facebook, on my YouTube, I should say, and you come on my show, imagine all the subscribers and all the followers you're gonna get. Yeah. But this woman would never ever talk to this guy if he didn't have these things in place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't give informed
advice,
guidance about women if the women that you are talking to are only using you for what you have at the moment.
Or if you're doing something for viralness, or to be clickbait for the day, that in itself needs to be healed, because that means you're thirsty for attention, you're clout chasing, and you're lying on what you believe just to be accepted by others. Mm-hmm. So toxic red pill shit.
Yeah.
Then for men, I feel like they began responding to women about what they do expect, because women started being like, hey, this is what I want from men. Men should be like this. And I'm like, men are like, all right, cool. This is what we expect now. This is what we want now. Yeah. And women didn't like that. Women are like, what do you mean I can't wear my wig? What do you mean I should be home? What do you mean I shouldn't be out dressing this way? What do you mean you shouldn't? There's a lot of things that we started fighting back on, and men weren't really fighting back.
Well, we watch these things happen over time. All these things you talk about are all things that's maturated over time. And we watch these things happen, and we said nothing. We let you guys do your thing. But then all of a sudden...
That's the thing, you spoke out.
But when guys started to speak out...
It became a problem. And that is, again, because women now have this sense of hyper-independence. We have this ability to not need a man right now, because we can be in a boardroom and a CEO, and we can run for president, or we can run a company. And I feel like they're like, all right, well, if that's how you feel and I can't wear my Fashion Nova 2-piece string bikini, then you can't be with me. But at the same time, it's like, that is kind of toxic. You're being mad at men for, hey, I expect you to be well dressed or at least cover your titties or not have your butt cheeks out. But then to be like, well, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to be receptive. That in itself is toxic. This is where the gender war is coming in.
Yeah.
We're not agreeing on realistic expectations from each other, because I feel like women are kind of like, it's like hot girl summer all the time right now, because they have this hyper independence, because we were oppressed for so long. Some women are like kind of going as far as they can with it and trying to be hyper independent, but we don't know if this narrative is actually going to work. It is a proven fact that if you marry a man, or if you're in a relationship with a man and you have a family, you get sick or you start to die and you're taken care of. Your family takes care of you. You have something to leave your children. You have, a marriage or someone to care for you or children to care for you when you're older. These feminists are pushing a narrative that it's not proven yet. There's no evidence.
What happens is, it's all fun and games, and it's great to be independent woman when everything is going smooth and everything is going great.
While your 20s and 30s.
Your 20s and 30s, but then when it comes to like your 40s.
But then after 30,
your 50s.
You start to go down 60s, in the rating.
And your health starts to decline. Yeah. And then you realize you go into these
dates that are on Tinder or...
Not even dates. Though. You realize you go into these... hospital visits, or you go into these doctor visits, or you go into these.
Well, even before that, you're doing your 30s and 40s hyper independent, or you don't need men, or you're not interested in going further. So then once you're 40, you're gonna start going on dates, plenty of fishes, online dating, and realizing that the pickings are slim.
You might not be going on dates.
If you're not, or you are, it doesn't matter. You get to a point where it's like, all right, maybe I should settle down, or some women don't get there, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But I have personally experienced, my grandmother got married, he did her dirty, they divorced, they had 5 kids together. Now she is 82 years old and dying alone. And she, out her mouth, said she wishes she wasn't so angry at men after that. Mm-hmm. Because she was so angry for so long that she never remarried.
She shut down.
And pushed that narrative like, oh, I'd rather be alone than deal with this. But now, as we're taking care of her in hospice, she's saying, I wish I would have remarried. I would have my husband here to care for me, and I wouldn't have to put you guys in this situation to stop working or spend time with me and care for me and cover the cost. Because
now you're dependent on your family members to put their life
and make hard decisions.
Put their life aside
and make these hard decisions that you shouldn't have to.
Sacrifice for their life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you should probably have, your significant other there holding you down.
And making these tough decisions. Because it's so hard as a child or a grandchild to make decisions for someone that, you don't really want to have to make. Yeah. And it sucks that we're in that position. But she has. And I feel like a lot of women recently are coming out saying, hey, we're in our 50s and 60s. Now we want a family, even though we spent so long on focusing on our career. And there's no going back from that.
But you want a family that does it from a person, another 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who has a past, who has a history, probably maybe have 1 or 2 families.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 baby moms who got multiple kids by that you're gonna have to deal with if you incorporate yourself.
If you're even picked, because there are other women who are searching for these men that are younger and are willing to, kind of not conform, but be more willing to change and be open to other perspectives or be open to other things that older women aren't going to be open to. Mm-hmm. So these gender wars are kind of we're going at each other's neck. Because there's toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, toxic feminist. Yeah. When in general, I feel like there should be an open discussion like, hey, this is what I want from a man. All right, there's someone for everyone.
Yeah. So
if you are looking for a feminine man because you have more masculine traits, then that's good for you.
It's good for you.
But to ask a man, to all men, these toxic feminists, to stop being dominant, stop being aggressive, stop being competitive, that's not what everyone wants.
Exactly.
So I love a dominant man. I need to be told what to do. I need structure, because if not, I'm gonna run you over and I'm gonna get bored and I'm gonna be out here acting up, and that's not what I need. I need structure. I need to know that I can't bully you because I bully everyone else in my life. I need, I like a competitive person because you're gonna be super competitive in the workforce and you're gonna make sure you can, make enough money for us. You're gonna be competitive and beat other men and make sure like, hey, this is my girl, she's pretty, you can stare, but make sure you know.
Like there's a saying that says, would you talk to your man like you talk to your boss?
Exactly. I can dominate a whole boardroom.
But a woman will go to her boss and be like, sir, can I... But you go to your man and be like, yo,
right.
If you're a man like that, but when you go to talk to your boss...
You have more respect.
You know what I'm saying?
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. That's what I thought. A penny for your thoughts, a nickel for your kiss. Grab a dandelion and make a wish. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. That's what I thought.